All right, it is already week 5 of the NFL season. I'm going through and picking every single game on the slate against the spread. No more wasting. Let's just hop right on into it. Our little Thursday night affair out in Los Angeles, the San Francisco 49ers taking on the LA Rams. Both teams 3-1 here. Niners coming off a loss, Rams coming off a win against the Colts. Look, this is a complete mismatch in terms of what the 49ers are throwing out there. Brock Purdy out, Ricky Pearsall out. Somehow Christian McCaffrey is the healthiest player on this team. We really got to look where they built that stadium. The Indian Burial Ground, something. That team is so cursed, it's unreal. The Rams also really good. Matt Stafford's back, has been holding up. Puka Nacua has emerged as a top 3 receiver in the league. And the defense is still pretty good. They can get after the quarterback. Secondary, they're all right. Rams win this game, and they cover the 5.5. I think this is going to be a rout. I don't care how good Shanahan's looked. McVay's had his number as of lately. Give me the Rams minus 5.5. All right, another early morning Europe game on the slate as my Vikings are still overseas, taking on the Cleveland Browns in London. And this game is just a disaster written all over it. Dylan Gabriel getting his first ever NFL start against the Brian Flores defense. Good luck with that one, but they're going to have to lean on Quinshon Judkins in the run game, and the Vikings defense has been susceptible to the run 2 of the 4 weeks this year, and the Vikings offensive line is decimated. Down their starting left guard, down their starting and probably backup center, so a third string at center, starting right tackle also out. This is just a mishmash, a disaster. Don't wake up for this game unless you're a sicko in the head like me. Whatever defense scores wins this game. Myles Garrett's on the injury report as well, so that helps my team a little bit. I'm going to take the Browns plus 3.5. They're getting points. That's the only thing that makes sense. I don't see how my Vikings win this game by more than a field goal. If they even manage to win this game, I kind of like the Browns. I got a bad feeling about this one in London. All right, we got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to the Indianapolis Colts. Colts minus 6.5 here at home. And this is a nice little bounce back spot for the Colts. And I thought they played well. Obviously, the 2 massive mistakes by A.D. Mitchell and kind of a bad interception ended by Danny Dimes. But speaking of interceptions, Geno Smith, another 3 interceptions against the Bears last week, and they still should have won that game. We did get the Ashton Jeanty performance we've been waiting for. I think that makes this a little bit interesting, and Geno's been better on the road than he has been at home. But again, a ton of travel on this Raiders team. They've been going back and forth across the country. They're now heading back to the Midwest here. I like the Colts in a bounce back spot. I'm going to swallow the 6.5 at home. Under a touchdown feels good enough for me. I think Pete Carroll might be washed, which is sad to say. Geno also watched, a little less sad to say. I don't think really anybody cares. But the Colts get a nice win here at home and move to 4-1, I think, which is kind of crazy. Okay, the New York Football Giants traveling to the New Orleans Saints. Giants picking up their first win on the season. They're at 1-3. Saints winless at 0-4. And the Saints are actually favored in this one, laying a 1.5 at home. This is another interesting matchup. I'm not sure what kind of game we're going to get. Saints honestly haven't been a disaster. They had that really bad performance in Seattle, but that was more on special teams than anything. Other than that, they've been okay. Rattler, not the worst quarterback in the world. He's been pretty effective, pretty efficient out there. Run game's doing okay. Alvin Kamara's slowing down a bit, but Kendrick Miller's having a strong year. Juwan Johnson at tight end. Still got Chris Olave. The Giants' defensive line, though, is really, really good. That's the best part of this team. Jackson Dart, let's pump the brakes a little bit. It was nice that they won. He had some mojo going on there. I'm glad he had some mojo going on there. He deserved to have some mojo going on there. But still, 111 yards passing, mostly running. He felt a lot more comfortable running than he did passing the football. And he's got a bad hamstring. Now, the Crayon Eater is going to have to get it done. Our boy Cam Scatterboo, just run the rock, tote the rock. I'm going to go Zach. I know everyone's taking the Giants here. And I like Dart, and I like Scatterboo. Let's just get our guy, Spencer Rattler, a win. He deserves a win. He is winless in his career. He's 0-9 now. He has not been that bad. Get him a win. He is no Deshaun Kaiser. Saints win, and maybe a little bit of an upset, even though they're favorite at home in week 5. Cowboys coming off of a tie of the Green Bay Packers, traveling to the New York Jets. Jets playing on a short week Monday night. Jets getting 2.5 points here at home. Jets don't have a win. Taking the Cowboys. We're laying 2.5. No problem for me. This Cowboys defense is atrocious. The Jets are going to score points. I'm not a Justin Fields fan, so don't get your, all hyped up when Justin Fields actually scores the ball. Breece Hall should have a nice day. The Jets defense is also bad. The Cowboys offense is actually good. They just hung 40 on Green Bay like it was nothing. Dak is distributing the rock. He's been excellent this year. The offensive line's been pretty solid, even though they're a little banged up. George Pickens, all the right kind of crazy. Good Lord out there. Even with CD out, he thriving in that spot. And the run game's been pretty good. Javonte Williams looking like young Javonte. So I think just like a good unit versus two bad units, one of the good units is going to win. Give me the Cowboys -2.5 here. All right, the Denver Broncos traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Eagles laying 4.5 here at home. Denver coming off a short week, played on Monday night. But I like what I saw from Denver. I know they're playing shitty Cincinnati, but their defense is getting back into a flow of things. And honestly, this team is 2 last-second field goals away from being 4-0, and we're talking about this team a hell of a lot different. At least should be 3-1 with the, very borderline leverage penalty. In Philadelphia, they're like awful in every offensive category, but they're the number 1 team in the red zone. They've scored a touchdown every time they've had the ball in the red zone. This team completed 0 passes in the second half last week, and it's not like they didn't throw them. They threw 11 passes, 0 completions against the Buccaneers. I like the Broncos getting 4.5. I think the Eagles find a way to win this game, but it's probably by a field goal. Typical way the Broncos have lost this year, typical way the Eagles have won this year. So give me the Broncos in a cover for us. Hopefully there's no block field goal run back again to blow another cover. Eagles win, Broncos cover here in week 5. All right, the Miami Dolphins traveling to the Carolina Panthers, and Carolina has looked awful in 3 of their games this year, and they looked awesome in their 1 win at home against the Falcons. Miami haven't looked good in really any game. I guess they looked okay against Buffalo. They won against the Jets. Congratulations. Tyreek Hill's knee fell off his leg, so that's not ideal. When you got 2 bad teams playing each other, I like taking the points here, but I also like the home team. At 1.5, though, I'm kind of flippy-floppy. I'm going to take the points with the Dolphins, but I'm really not going to be shocked. I kind of think the Panthers win this game. Going to be an interesting one for us here, but I want the points if I got the 2 bad teams here. Give me the Dolphins +1.5. All right, Texans taking on the Ravens. Ravens laying 3.5, but this is before the Lamar Jackson news. So give me the Texans +3.5. Lamar's not going to play in this game. Marlon Humphrey's not playing in this game. There's a million other people not playing in this game. The Ravens are so injured. Again, this is Dallas Cowboys in purple. They got better colors. Their defense is atrocious. They are so bad out there. And Cooper Rush, really, I have no faith in them. I know this Texans offense sucks. They've been horrible. They did get some run game going with Woody Marks, which I liked. But the Texans defense is a Super Bowl caliber defense. This is a defense that has allowed under 13 points throughout the first 4 weeks of the season they're averaging. So this is an elite level defense against Cooper Rush. Derrick Henry looking old and washed a little bit. I just don't know how the Ravens team does enough and how they get any stops really against this Texans team. I think the Texans win this game. Plus they're getting over a field goal. If somehow the Ravens win this game, man, get rid of CJ Stroud. Just send him to the sun if they somehow lose this game. Give me the Texans +3.5. All right, the Titans traveling to the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona coming off of 10 days rest. They played last Thursday. Had a little bit of a comeback. They looked dead for 3 quarters there. But this Titans team is the worst team in football. Cam Ward knows exactly what he's talking about when he says his team is trash. Brian Callahan's the worst head coach in football. The offensive line is a disaster. The skill position guys aren't good. Elikai Emanor's nice. I guess he's coming on. I like him. He's a rookie. Calvin Ridley's been shit. Chigaronkwo is like okay at tight end. Tajay Spears, Tony Pollard's been such a disappointment, man. And their defense is bad. I'm going to take the Cardinals -7.5. This feels like a massive number. I don't even really like the Cardinals this year. I don't even think they're that good. The hook scares the shit out of me. I just think Tennessee is so bad. Give me the Cardinals -7.5. All right, Tampa Bay traveling to Seattle. Take on the Seahawks. Seahawks 10 days rest, and the Buccaneers are banged up. Bucky Irving out for a few weeks with a bad foot. Baker's got a weird arm issue. I'm going to be interested to see what Seattle looks like. This Tampa Bay team is very tough to run on. They're going to force Sam Darnold to beat them, and they're going to probably double Jackson Smith and Jigba and force Darnold to find Cooper Kupp or somebody else, one of the tight ends out there to move the football. But the Seahawks defense is very, very good. I think Tampa Bay is going to struggle to score, especially with a beat-up Baker Mayfield. They did show a little bit of like holes on them towards the end of the game against Arizona. I like Seattle to win this game. I think this is a bad spot for Tampa, but I'm going to take Tampa getting 3.5 points here. I think this is a close game. Probably a late last-second field goal for Seattle. They do just enough here. Buccaneers just in a bad spot and pretty banged up. Okay, Detroit traveling to Cincinnati. What was going to be a really fun and exciting game is terrible because Joe Burrow's hurt and the Bengals are awful, and Zach Taylor is the second worst coach maybe in the NFL, or third. He is so awful too. Like, how is Jake Browning this bad? Like, I get it. He's a backup, but we've seen him better. This is on you. Your offense is anemic. It's pathetic. The O-line's bad. You can't run the football. You have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Get them the goddamn ball. Like, holy shit. Defense is terrible. And the Lions are humming. They're going to dog walk the Bengals here. Give me the 10.5. If the Lions lose this game, the Vikings might win the division. I don't know. Like, insane if the Lions lose this game. Bengals lose by 1,000,000. All right, the Washington Commanders traveling to the LA Chargers. Jaden Daniels looking like he's going to play after missing 2 weeks here. And the Chargers are pretty banged up in the offensive line. Justin Herbert's going to get killed, but this Commanders defense is really bad, man. They were getting gashed by Bijan Robinson. Drake London had his best game of the season. And I think we're going to see more of that this week. Amarion Hampton's been really hot the last 2 weeks. We're getting him rolling now. And we were expecting this from the young back. And the offense just wasn't great for the 1 week in the Thursday night game with Jaden Daniels at quarterback. It was kind of just okay. Really wasn't much of a run game to speak of. Give me the Chargers minus 2.5 here, man. I think the Chargers are going to bounce back after a tough loss. Their Commanders fall to 2-3, kind of where we expected, or at least I expected the Commanders to be, about like a regress season after an awesome year last year. Give me the Chargers minus 2.5. Patriots traveling to Buffalo for Sunday night, and the Bills really haven't looked good the last 2 weeks. You know, struggled on a short week against a divisional opponent, Miami. That makes sense. There was no reason to struggle at home against the Saints, man. The defense for Buffalo is bad. I know they're banged up. I know they got some suspensions. They're awful. Thank God they have Josh Allen. In New England, trending in the right direction. They've kind of been up and down this year, but they had a monster week against Carolina. I know it's Carolina on the road. Carolina on the road is terrible, but we saw some positives there. Stephon Diggs had 100 yards. We started getting Travion Henderson going a little bit, and Drake May was really good. This is going to be like a really nice feel-good spot for the Patriots, like a moral victory. I think they lose this game, but give me the Patriots plus 7.5 to cover. I think this game is close. I'm going to be pissed off and disappointed in the Bills once again. Now, if Buffalo walks out there and stomps them on a primetime spot, wouldn't necessarily be super surprised because Josh Allen gets up for those games and they make sure they win those games. But I think New England's going to show you something from Vrabel here. So give me the Patriots plus 7.5. And finally, a very, very interesting Monday night game. 3-1 Jags, 2-2 Chiefs in Jacksonville. Just the second Monday night game in Jacksonville since 2011. The crowd's probably going to be crazy. The crowd's probably going to be raucous. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Jaguars defense has been awesome. 13 turnovers forced so far this year. They only had 9 all of last year. The offense still isn't good. Trevor Lawrence drives me insane. He's killing our fantasy prospects. I'm talking about BTJ. Travis Hunter, I don't know what position he plays. I don't think the Jags know what position Travis Hunter plays. But they've been running the ball very effectively with Travis Etienne. And the Chiefs get a nice bounce back spot against the Ravens. I know their defense is terrible, but it was good to get Xavier Worthy back. He really kind of changed the dynamics of the offense. Chiefs defense is still really good. It's Monday Night Football. It's going to be a big spot. Give me the Chiefs minus 3.5 here on the road. I think they win this game. Chiefs are kind of trending back towards the direction we thought the Chiefs would be this year. I just don't trust this Jags offense enough. Okay, so Thursday, I got the Rams minus 5.5 over the 49ers. Browns plus 3.5 against the Vikings. Colts minus 6.5 against the Raiders. Saints minus 1.5 against the Giants. Cowboys minus 2.5 against the Jets. Broncos plus 4.5 against the Eagles. Eagles win. Broncos cover. Dolphins plus 1.5 against the Panthers. Texans plus 3.5 against the Ravens. Cardinals minus 7.5 against the Titans. Buccaneers plus 3.5 against the Seahawks. Seahawks win. Lions minus 10.5 against the Bengals. Chargers minus 2.5 against the Commies. Patriots plus 7.5 against the Bills. I think the Bills are winning this one, though. And the Chiefs minus 3.5 against the Jaguars. So that's going to do it for us today. Appreciate everybody stopping by. If you haven't already, drop a quick like on this video. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We got daily sports content for you guys. If you want to support the channel more, sign up for a channel membership. Really helps me out. Allows me to keep making this great content for you guys every single day. Check out the links down below. Again, like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.